If I had to start wholesaling from scratch in 2025, no money, no connections, and just 30 days to get my first contract, here's exactly how I do it. Not bandit signs, not door knocking 200 doors. The game has changed. In 2025, you win with speed, data, and systems. I'm James Hodges, and I went from making $17,000 a year as a personal trainer to building a $1.1 million wholesaling business in my first 12 months of wholesaling. Since then, I've built multiple seven-figure companies, coached over 1,000 real estate investors, and today, my team brings in 15 to 20 contracts every month in my wholesaling business. And if I had to restart today, this is the roadmap I would take to get my first seller contract signed within 30 days. The first step to getting a deal as quickly as possible is actually selecting a real estate market that will remove as much friction as possible from the wholesaling process. Contrary to what most real estate gurus out there teach, I actually don't believe you should start operating in your backyard just because that's where you live. The reason being is I think we can all agree that not all real estate markets are created equal. I mean, Los Angeles, California is a completely different real estate market than Jackson, Mississippi, right? So if that is true, then we need to select a market that is going to be conducive to our success in wholesaling and remove as much friction as possible. And if you live in a market that's not conducive for success in wholesaling, you might be adding friction to your journey and cause unnecessary delay in getting your wholesale business off the ground. Now, having personally operated in dozens of real estate markets and also having coached over 1,000 real estate investors around the country, I have put together a model for what I have found to be the most ideal real estate market for wholesaling. And there are 4 main criteria points I look for in the ideal wholesale market. Number 1, an MSA population greater than 400,000. Number 2, a median home price between $200,000 and $400,000. Number 3, an average days on market less than 50 days on market. And number 4, a pending to active listing ratio greater than 25%. When we find a market that meets all 4 of these criteria points, we guarantee we are focusing on a market where we should be able to find deals faster, have a higher average profit per deal where we are averaging over $20,000 per deal. And when we get a deal under contract, we will be able to sell the deal quickly because there is a lot of demand in that market. Once we've selected a market, now we need to choose a marketing channel that we're going to use to generate seller leads. Now, I'm going to give you 2 different options here based on your starting budget. If you don't have any marketing budget in the beginning and you want a completely free way to generate seller leads, one of the most effective free ways to generate seller leads that I have found is what I call on-market automation. So if you go to Zillow or Redfin, you can create saved searches with investor keywords like as is, cash only, handyman special, or investor special. When someone lists a property that has one of these keywords in the listing description, that means this is likely an investment property that needs work done to it, which means there's a stronger chance the seller has a high motivation for selling and might be willing to accept a lower price for the property. So what we want to do is turn on instant alerts so that we get an email every time a property gets listed in our market with any of the keywords we save in our search. Now we have a fully automated lead generation channel that instantly notifies us of hot seller lead opportunities. Here's where most beginners fail with this strategy though. Once the leads start coming in, they get into analysis paralysis, start overanalyzing the deals, and don't make enough offers to get a deal. You have to remember, if we're making wholesale offers, we have to get the property for a low enough price for you to make money on the deal and the real estate investor to make money on the deal. That means it takes way more offers to get a contract than most people expect, so we have to play the numbers game. And typically with on-market automation, we should expect to make at least 100 offers in order to get a contract. Now we can take that expectation and reverse engineer how long it should take us to get a contract. For instance, if we make 5 offers per day, we should be able to get a contract within 20 days. And if we're making 5 offers per business day, we should be able to get a contract within a month. Now, if we want to step it up a notch, we can set up on-market automation for multiple markets and make 10 or more offers per day. Then just by sheer volume, we will be taking enough action to where it becomes unreasonable for us to not get a deal. And that should be the question you should ask yourself. What level of action should I have to take to make it unreasonable for me to not get a deal? Now, if you have a small marketing budget that you can put towards getting your wholesale business off the ground, one of my absolute favorite ways to generate seller leads is using AI predictive data lists. If you want to be successful in today's market, we have to be far more targeted with the sellers that we're targeting. This is where AI predictive data is hard to compete with. My go-to AI predictive data source for beginners is LeadSonar AI. It's a software that analyzes 600 data points about a seller and their property and is able to predict which sellers are most likely going to sell their house within the next 90 days. And this software will give an AI score to the sellers in the market, which allows you to narrow in on the absolute most motivated sellers in the market, the sellers who are most likely going to sell their house. So here's the play. You want to put together your top 1,000 list. This is the list of sellers with the highest AI scores on LeadSonar within your market. This is your sniper list. And if you want to see a video of exactly how to pull this LeadSonar AI list, check out this video on my channel where I break down step by step how to pull this list. Now, once we have this list downloaded, we're going to skip trace the list and get their contact information through REIGC-skip.com. This is the same skip tracing company that my real estate company uses for our data. Now, it's time to start marketing to the sellers. And we're going to hit them with 3 different marketing channels: direct mail, texting, and calling. And if you want to get a deal within 30 days from this list, here's the marketing sequence I would recommend to this list of 1,000 sellers. Number 1, send a different direct mail piece to this entire list each week for 1 month, alternating between letters and postcards. Step 2, send 200 text messages to this list per day, Monday through Saturday. For texting, you can use a software like CloseKit CRM, or if you want to use a designated texting platform, my recommendation is Launch Control. And then step 3, call 100 dials per day to this list Monday through Saturday. For dialing, you can also use the CloseKit CRM, or if you want a designated power dialer, my recommendation is Ready Mode Dialer. Now, if you absolutely do not want to cold call, you can eliminate cold calling from this sequence. However, if you do that, I would recommend doubling up on the texting and send 400 text messages per day instead of 200. If you follow this sequence to your top 1,000 list with AI predictive data, it is unreasonable that you should not be able to pull a contract out of a list of 1,000 of the highest motivated sellers in your market. And once you get that deal under contract, it's now time to hustle and sell that deal to a buyer. Now, if you want to see more videos on how to find the top buyers in your market and how to sell your deals for top dollar, I have other videos on my channel that break down exactly how we find the top buyers in any real estate market for our wholesale deals. And if you want the full scaling playbook I used to go from 0 to $1 million in 12 months, get my book, $1 Million Wholesaler, for 99 cents on Kindle. And if you're ready to turn this into a 6 or 7 figure business with hands-on help, apply for our coaching program using the link below. Follow this blueprint, get your first contract in 30 days, build momentum, then scale the business. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe to this channel and tune in every week for more content to grow your wholesaling business.